This week on the CoolerCast. So you're just the Italian.
Just the Italian.
How did that happen? How did you get away with that as a gamer tag and nobody else took it?
You know what? The saddest part is I made this gamer tag a long time ago for the Xbox. And the saddest part is I spelt it wrong.
I'm your host, Father of Riddles, and to my left,
this is Fyro, and in front of me,
Glex247, and on the left,
dirty spy amongst us.
Oh yeah, he's one of them.
One of them.
One of them Xbox users. One of them Microsoftians.
Oh God.
And we have a guest host with us today, the Italian. Tell us who you are and why you're on this podcast.
I'm Italian.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's a good answer.
And that's where I got my name.
Oh, in case you guys are picking up the squeals, that's Sack of Riddles with me. I am on babysitting duty, which is part of the reason why we haven't had the podcast in a while, because life has just gotten in the way.
yeah.
Insane. Aside from you, Fyro's been up to stuff lately.
Yes, quite. I am actually now at my new crib. Yeah, I'm not black enough. I'm my new house.
Yeah, leave that to.
Yeah, I'll leave that to the professionals.
Yeah, leave that to you.
Yeah, I got my new house finally. Lady Blaze and I have been moving in our stuff. That's my wife, by the way.
Lady Blaze.
Lady Blaze, yes. And we've been moving all our stuff day at a time. And we finally got all of our stuff in.
Congratulations.
We're now waiting for our now paid not dishwasher, the washer dryer. Yay! Adult stuff.
That's good. That's
Adult
good.
Things.
Yeah, because that means you can do wash and dry. Yeah, that's right, Zach. Be happy.
Oh, yeah, Zach.
Because washing clothes inside the building is great. You don't have to go outside to go rely on other people.
Although
Don't gotta pay that coin.
You know, to me, there's sort of, not here, particularly where we live, because it's just sad. But there, up north, there's a romanticism about going to a laundromat because of the community.
Yeah.
You get to meet people. You know, you're there for a couple of hours, and you meet people. Sorry, I'm boring you. Jeez.
I know, right?
She's like blah blah laundry, whatever.
And but down here, it's just sad, you know, because people are really kind of ugly to deal with around here. You know, and the laundromats are kind of nasty.
You mean like an ugly and like a personality wise? I mean,
Yeah, personality-wise.
we're not trying to grit on the looks of the people around us.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we're 6, 7 at best, but
Well, aside from that,
something else has changed in your situation since last time the podcast has been around. You have acquired new technology.
New technology.
Yes.
Oh, right.
What?
Yeah. Something.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
that's
quickly
right.
he forgets it.
Because it leads to another story. But please, sir, go on.
No, well, before I get to that, sorry, I tapped the I don't know. Before I get to that, I've already ordered for the books for Bimorphin Volume 1. So
Proofread and ready to go.
Proofread and ready to go. It's already ordered. 25 copies are headed my way, so I could sign the 15 copies and personally sell the other 10. So yeah, I know, right? She's so excited.
She is super excited. And we have to give a shout out to our old friend, Silver Fox.
Oh, it happened.
It finally happened.
Oh, man.
He tied the knot.
Put a ring on it.
Yeah, he put a ring on it.
And now he's gone forever.
He is. And
Forever.
So we pour out one for our homie. You know, we also drink the rest of the bottle. Congratulating him. You know, so you're a slave now for life. Welcome to my
You're a
world.
slave now in the cave now. You're a slave in the cave.
So congrats to him and his wife. They were married a couple of weekends ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I got to sit on the ceremony. It was, I've never been to a Catholic church before, but those people have no excuse for being out of shape. They must have got up and down and prayed 23 times, and so there was a whole lot of squatting and getting up and down, and
they don't skip leg day, right?
They don't skip leg day. But then I was like, man, these people have no excuse for being out of shape. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute, most of them don't show up.
Oh,
wow. I think Silver Fox is one of the last faithful, I think. Well, enough bashing on religions. We're not prejudiced or anything against any religion, but we do have fun. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, another quick shout out to our Professor Levi. He wasn't able to make it here.
I'm sure he'll be turning up sometime within the not too distant future.
Yeah, but
to crash everything.
Yeah, probably burn something too.
Yeah, and burn.
So what else is? Oh, right, to that little point you wanted me to get to. Yes, I now am a happy owner of a. Don't look at me like that, man.
I'm waiting.
He's like, say it.
I know. Of a PS4 Destiny Edition.
I so hate you because I want that.
Yeah, I managed to get this beautiful thing of a device.
I wouldn't know how it feels
No,
being
but
an
you saw
Xbox
it.
owner.
But you saw it though. You saw it and you were like,
It's
"What
pretty.
is that?"
It's pretty beautiful. I mean,
It's slick.
all the
Because when you
sleek
first saw
white
it-
and
The
Because when you
engraving
first saw
on it.
You didn't say, "Is that your PS4?" in disgust. Oh no, you said it with an impressive tone.
so.
Yeah, because you're like, "Is that your PS4?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's fine. Own up to it, man. You can own up
As
to it.
as he dusts his shoulders off. Yep, that belongs to me.
Yeah, so how I got this was a friend of mine actually won it on a raffle. He won it on a raffle. I have no idea how and he only entered it.
Our company
once.
better have one of the
Right.
Yeah.
I need a second one.
The crazy part is he only entered once. That's all he did. Others bought 4, 5, 6 tickets.
Wow.
Yep, that
And
he did that one shot.
And he
One
sold
shot.
it to me at
Luck in the
regular-
chamber.
Look in the chamber with golden aces.
$350.
Wow.
He sold it to you for $350?
$350.
You could have saved yourself $50.
Well,
No. The thing is, though, this is the Taken King edition.
Oh, it's the white one.
yeah, it's the white one.
Oh,
I
that's
know.
nice.
I hate his guts.
Yeah, that's nice.
I so hate his guts. I'm like,
So,
ooh, it's so
yeah.
good.
So technically, I did save myself $50.
Yeah, that's true.
Now that I think
or
about it.
more because untaxed.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not now. You're sitting in that problem that I had last year.
No
Where-
internet.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm saving that 1 month plus card that I got until I do have internet. I'm working on getting that. I need to get myself a modem. I want to get a modem router cable combo, so I could save myself from that rental fee.
I'm waiting for the
$5.
I'm waiting for the day that he gets back online.
It picked up to 8, but even then, that builds up, man.
It went up to 8?
It went up.
Oh, I
Yeah.
need to double check mine. I think I was renting it at $5.
No, yeah, man, they'll raise it up, no problem, without telling you even.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day that he gets back online so we can do the Tale of Two Guardians.
I need to get.
No, I was gonna go shotgun. Dang it! Oh, why can't you get Freddy? Oh, you know what? I'll refer Mumble.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at level 40 yet.
No, he hasn't reached it yet.
Okay, good. Okay, fine. Shotgun Mumble.
So right now, I recently bought trading in most of my 3DS games. I'm gonna miss Pokemon X. I'm gonna miss it.
Did you keep
Super
Smash?
No, I have to turn it in too.
Oh.
I have to turn it in too. But I traded it all in so I could get Star Wars Battlefront. And I made the mistake.
Oh.
I made the mistake.
You bought the season pass?
No.
Oh, I was like,
I got the what was it? The deluxe edition.
He got the
Oh,
collector's
yeah.
edition that had the DL-44 blaster, the Han Solo
I
special.
learned I could get it as soon as I hit 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they didn't tell you that. That I was under the impression that it was like a special item that wasn't in game.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, what the heck? I could unlock this and
Yeah.
save myself
Yeah.
$15.
Yeah.
So I paid-
Because you
I
know
paid
why?
$10 more.
It's not Star Wars Battlefront 3. It's, if you look at the logo, it's very clear. Star Wars with the line, Battlefront with the line, EA. Star Wars Battlefront EA.
It's not Battlefront. The one
They
that
messed it up.
everybody was waiting for. It's Battlefront EA.
When
They
we
just
heard that,
Battlefront because we know people are waiting for this. They see Battlefront. They can buy it.
when I heard that EA had picked up the license for exclusivity for consoles for Star Wars,
Star Wars
which
games.
means they have all Star Wars
They
games
have
on
full rights.
consoles,
Yeah.
that made me worry because it's EA.
It's EA.
They're gonna franchise, like they're gonna annualize it so hard. Like I'm already expecting Battlefront 2 to be announced for next year, even though the season pass is $50. I'm sure it's gonna be like Madden
Which
with
is
a new
highway
Battlefront
robbery.
every year coming out with some
Yeah,
sort of mechanical
they showed-
change.
They're coming out. They're going to be. They already announced one of the. I forget who. I think it was one of the managers or whatever. For EA, they mentioned they're going to have regular free maps for download. So we're already getting the Battle of Jakku this month. January they're going to have some more maps in game modes as well. And I think the season pass, of course, is going to have more characters and more maps also as well. But
And that makes me wonder, if you're giving out free maps on a monthly basis, why is your season pass $50? It's the biggest season pass to pay for to date. Like Arkham's was $40, and we all thought the Arkham Knight was a lot for a season pass.
yeah,
We don't even know what's going to be in this one, and it's $50 right out the door.
well, they said there was more ships, more characters, more hero characters, which I'm
But
hoping.
what hero characters? Like,
Which
what else?
I'm hoping that Gwendolyn Christie's Captain Phasma is one of the hero characters.
I could see that.
I was
From
thinking
Force
about like
Awakens.
what heroes they could add,
Yeah.
and the only ones that came to mind were the new ones coming out.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
see, like what I'm wondering is, where's the whole Republic from the
yeah,
prequels?
from the prequels. So there's
That's in the next game.
yeah.
See, it's like Battlefront 2 had both series
Yeah.
10 years ago.
This
I mean,
one's
it
like
did
a
have
civil,
DLC.
next one's- yeah.
It added Asajj Ventress, and it added Kit Fisto as DLC.
Yeah.
But those are the only two DLC characters they had. But before that, it had all 6 movies in it. So it's like, if y'all could do that 10 years ago, why can't you do that here? I want to say it's a combination of time and money. EA probably had to pay out the butt to get an exclusivity contract from Disney for Star Wars. And then beat the rush for the movie. The movie's coming out, the hype cannot be stopped. I want to get off. I'm tired of being spoiled for this movie against my will.
Yeah.
This movie just needs to come out already. So
he's been spoiled
2 more
so
weeks,
many
guys.
times.
2 more weeks.
I can't
I'm
take it.
ready to implode.
I cannot.
My man part, I'm ready to implode.
Like-
Seriously, I can't take it.
I cannot deal.
anymore.
I've only seen the 2 trailers, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. No more. I go browse 9gag, which people know I'm familiar with it, and all of a sudden I'm seeing GIFs of stuff, and I'm like, what is this? What is that Stormtrooper do? That was cool. Why is he? Oh, this is in the movie. I didn't need to see that, so I pass it off. Then I'm talking casually to a friend of mine. He's like, hey, so Finn, blah, 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 blah. He says his last name. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, Amazon's selling some board game thing and they have the characters' names on it, so that's what his last name is. And I'm like, I didn't...
That sucks.
Come on. I mean, I had my theories and such,
Yeah.
which I cannot confirm or deny, because if I do either way, you guys will know
Yeah.
what the name is.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you in a couple weeks, you'll be like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, this movie just needs to come out.
Yeah, well,
I can't deal.
I I've been like super busy with dadhood and stuff, and had to add to that hype. I'm like super excited because I showed you something that I acquired a few months ago, and I was like looking so hard at Stars Related. I had to look so hard to find the other ones. I finally found it in a Walmart in Elsa. I'll show you.
Hold on, little golden books?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
These still exist?
Yes. I didn't even know that they had picked up the series. I didn't even know they did license stuff, but they've got little golden books frozen and
These things are super thick, bro.
Pixar books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you remember little golden books, they did like Red
Oh,
Dead.
Disney picked it up. Okay. Check that out. Have a Yoda.
Awesome. I had found Return of the Jedi.
Have a Vader.
I had found Return of the Jedi, and I couldn't find them anywhere else in the store, and I finally was out in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Good find.
Yeah, I
approve.
I had found the Return of the Jedi a few months ago, and I was like, I got to find the other ones. So I have New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and I read them to my daughter. She pays like half attention when I'm reading, to her or whatever.
I'm sorry, I'm smelling these things. They smell
Keep
so
smelling
good.
them.
Yeah, so we got to watch the episodes now before The Force Awakens comes out.
Oh man, we gotta get that done.
We gotta get it done. Well, we already started with our friend Talis McAllen.
Oh, that's
I
right.
have the entire collection on Blu-ray
Nice.
in case if you guys wanted to.
So we just need to like get at the Italian's house and just
Yeah, I've
hook
got
it up and
a
do it.
theater. I've got a
projector.
theater room set
Shotgun
up,
that
so-
marathon. Okay, we're making this happen then. I can't be here. I'm gonna be out of town at a wedding next week.
Let's see. We do have 2 weeks before it comes out,
We do have.
and if we do it right, we can watch 3 a day. If you want to do it in 2 days.
Well, I got to watch A New Hope on oh god, what is that video format?
Laserdisc.
Dude.
Like,
That
yeah.
ancient Laserdisc.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Digital back when digital wasn't a thing.
Every 30 minutes I had.
Oh.
Yes, River, that's hilarious. Because every 30 minutes the Laserdisc had to be changed out. It was nuts. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
I still remember
That fidelity though.
I still remember
Yeah.
a friend of ours that they have this little kid. I don't know how old he really is, but he's all like, "Oh look, Star Wars," and they were the original VHS, and he's like, "What's this?"
Oh, that's
This
disgusting.
isn't a DVD.
Ew. Oh, gosh.
They were my copy of the silver collection.
Yeah.
Made me feel real old. I was like,
I've got my.
I remember when I bought those because they were like, we're no longer making the movies anymore. Like, I have to buy these. And then they came with the silver edition DVD sets. I have both of those too. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And now AT&T went on ahead and made me feel old too again, older, because they had this commercial going on where now my kid doesn't need DVDs or Blu-rays. They're like, what's that? He's got a tablet,
Yeah, tablet, right?
phone or something, listening to.
It's like, what's a
music on
DVD? It's like,
that.
oh,
It's like, what's a DVD? It's like,
sad times.
already?
Man.
Like, is that really gonna get obsolete soon?
Yeah,
It's like, wow.
yeah, getting old, man. No time for technology. No time for stuff. No time for games. Too many games.
Too many.
Too many games.
We talked about this.
We just
too many.
the Game Awards was yesterday.
Yeah.
Too many games.
Totally missed out.
No,
I didn't see that.
and the guys from the podcast at Kotaku, they made some really valid points about the Game Awards. There was just, it's like, how do you make the distinction between, best game of the year when you're only including these AAA titles and not some of the smaller funded games? Just because they didn't sell the numbers that AAA games got, or they didn't get the PR funding that they did. I was like, man, that's some
That's
really
true.
good point, because there's a lot of good indie games out there, that don't get any recognition that they should. I mean, the Game Awards was okay. I caught the highlights of it, but to me, in my opinion, I thought it was kind of one-sided also.
It was super respectable this year, though.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, you know what? They have actual people in the business doing the awards. They have the people who, like your fan people that the fans are following presenting. They got their own awards as well. So I'm like, okay, not none of this. We're not trying to do this pony show where we got like Joel McHale coming in talking about he doesn't know what's going on, trying to make fun or whatever. I mean, it was a legit 2 hours of like, okay, this was interesting. This was interesting. That's a good award segment. He won that. That's great. He won that. That's great. I don't even know who this person is, but that was a game that they were in. Okay, I know that game. That's great. Awesome. It was like it was pretty legit. Like her story, I've only heard of it. I never actually got to see it. It won like 3 awards that night.
Yeah. Whose story?
Her story.
Somebody's funny over there. Well done. Yeah, golf clap. Splatoon won best multiplayer. What?
Yeah.
What? Awesome.
I can see that. I can see because Splatoon is really different. It's a multiplayer shooter, but it's.
But that's not the objective.
It's not the objective, and
you can't win by the kills.
No, and that's what I was really sad about. For one, selling my Wii U, and I didn't get a chance to play it, but also we didn't have the support here in our own local group to play it.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it, but nobody had a Wii U besides you, and you weren't gonna pick it up. So I was like, man.
I mean, if I had funds for it, I would have picked it up, but I spent money on Destiny, and I was like, well, I'm kind of in this. And now with my car vehicle being the way it is, I'm not buying nothing
I've
for
sunk a lot of money
couple
into
of months.
Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah, but you went the wrong way, though. You could have been playing with us. We could be raiding together.
All right.
We could be raiding it together tomorrow.
That's a different topic.
He's got his reasons.
He has raisins. He has golden raisins.
Well, tell us, what are your reasons?
What, for having an Xbox?
For
staying
on the Xbox.
Because I started
awesome.
Destiny on the
No.
360,
No.
but I left.
I've had when I got the 360, I started off on that, and I just amassed a lot of friends and a lot of games for that console.
Yeah,
Sell
and
them all.
he didn't.
I didn't. Oh, I hardly got. I got. Well, I got quite a few disc games, but I had a lot digital.
Physical.
Yeah, I had a lot of digital games I got on demand.
Yeah.
And so some of those were transferable to the Xbox One. So
Right.
that's kind of where I went with it.
See, I went under the mentality of I was going to keep mine thinking that I was going to miss the games. Turns out I don't. I actually don't. I mean, there's a lot of games that I had, like Dust. I had the Scott Pilgrim.
Have you unwrapped Hyrule Warriors yet?
I still have yet. No, it's unwrapped. The disc has not made it to the machine yet, but it's unwrapped. That is correct. And I probably won't be playing that because when Twilight Princess HD comes out, that's probably going to get in my machine first before Hyrule Warriors. I hear it's great. I mean, I've seen it all over the place. When we played it here a couple of times. Yeah. I think that might be why I'm like, okay, well, I've got that experience, so I don't feel the need to have to go through it on my own. I do that with games sometimes. Like if I watch somebody play a game or I share the experience of playing with it, I feel less inclined to do it on my own as well. Like with Batman Arkham Asylum, even though I did play the game eventually, I was watching my friend Metric play it back when we used to room together, and I really enjoyed watching him play that game. So when it came time for me to play it, I played it when I got around to it. And if I had never had somebody say, "Here, play this," I would never play it. Picked it up. Mm-hmm. Or like Lost Odyssey. It's a great RPG, but I watched Tylis play it, and so I didn't have the drive to want to play through it myself. I do that with games sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie. I miss playing some of my Xbox games. I mean, I definitely miss playing my Rock Band games right now. There's some songs I heard at work. I'm like, I want to jam out to this.
It's like the hands start moving with the drums.
You can transfer. Oh wait,
no, you can't. You absolutely cannot. Rock Band went to garbage.
Nope.
Oh man.
There's that, and I miss playing Halo. I do.
Oh yeah.
I miss playing Halo.
The classics. Yeah.
That ODST though.
Not the Master Chief Collection.
That ODST.
ODST, yeah. That's the only thing I'm sad about is the ODST because for one, the soundtrack on that was
great,
amazing,
phenomenal.
Nathan Fillion, Trisha Helfer were amazing in that.
Like half the cast of Firefly was in that game. Alan Tudyk was in it.
Alan Tudyk was in there too. I was like, oh gosh.
Good times were had. Seriously, that
Firefight, man. Firefight was
The classic.
It was there. To this day, there has been nothing that really measures up to that experience that we used to have in Firefight.
Because, like, you can't win it, but you want to try to win it.
Not even Prison of Elders, which is I thought was gonna
endure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Endure.
that
Oh
that
my
endure,
God.
man.
Oh,
That was the goal. And when you hit it, you were like,
I
yeah.
remember,
How much further can I? One round, okay, but we did it. We got it.
remember that one time that we were so close?
Yeah.
And then somebody drops out.
Somebody dropped.
That was the ultimate worst
Struggle
part.
was real.
Was that somebody?
The struggle was real back then.
That was the only complaint I had with Firefight is if one person dropped, the entire game went back to lobby. I'm like, oh, come on.
Back when the internet connections were so archaic.
Yeah, really.
Internet connection between Xbox and PlayStation. PlayStation has been proven to be superior.
They work network magic. I don't know.
Their network is pretty good. I mean, save for what whoever Lizard or whoever the
Lizard Squad.
Lizard Squad or whoever is behind these, because I think Lizard Squad got taken down
Finally.
finally.
Well, they only got like a minimal sentence, and they're gonna be let go. They'll probably be under like government watch or something like that.
Some
They
of
probably
them-
got jobs.
Yeah, some of them got jobs. You know,
These guys.
these guys. She will.
No, so the reason I say that is because now G has satellite connection.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's the worst. And
Absolute
expensive.
trash.
Yeah.
I pay $100 for like 3 megabyte.
Megabit, no?
We've been over this.
Do you get
Yeah.
limited data?
Now,
Huh?
Do you get limited data?
Yeah, that's the only. Oh no, it's not limited data. That's the only good thing about it is that I'm not capped at a bandwidth.
I got capped in Kentucky. 15 gigabytes a month.
My chest. I can't.
Dude, on my phone, I'm doing like 30 at least a month.
Oh man.
Yeah, it
That's
was an
crazy.
ordeal every month just to watch my data. Just watch how much I game, how much I stream,
yeah.
everything. You cannot hit that limit.
You,
I mean, I have 3 other people in the house using
Right,
it too,
right.
so that gets used up. And
Well,
like
see,
if
now-
we can even think about sharing, y'all get at best 2.5, and even then,
Yeah.
nah.
So now that being said, you'd have trouble playing games online.
yes, and even when I played multiplayer,
Uh-huh.
I would rubber band like nobody's business.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
My
See,
the download speed was phenomenal for some reason, but my upload speed was like a
Atrocious.
kilobyte a second.
Kilobytes again.
So that's why I would lag so much.
Now see, we had Wi-Fi where we were staying at before, right? Time Warner actually gave us 15 megabits, so like it's streaming fast, right?
Mhm.
But where I'm at, where my wife were at the time, there was a brick wall in between. So
In between the house?
Yeah, like the house. It was an extension of the house.
It's a mobile house,
Oh, okay.
right? But where we live at, it was a brick. It was all brick.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm talking about these big old thick bricks.
Like the wall was
They're
solid
blocks.
concrete. It was
They're
so
blocks.
thick, just the
Now,
bandwidth could not cut
You
through.
close the door.
Wow.
You close the door. You pretty much severed your Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, man.
So I had it open, and I ran a test on the PS4. It was going at 800 kilobytes a second. So somewhere like that, and I was still able to connect and play just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I
Like-
had no issues.
I started off Destiny on the 360. I could not get through a strike. The Devil's Lair. As soon as we got to the Fallen Walker, I would time out every time during that event. I could get so close to killing him, but something would happen. I would just drop connection. Like there's too much going on between the enemies trying to render the walker and then trying to keep the other 2 guys in the party in play. I would just drop out. I could never finish that strike.
That's
I have
weird.
yet to time out on PlayStation 4 running full 6-man raids. It's absolutely amazing.
Dude, Oryx is nuts. There is so much junk.
Like
going
he
on.
be glitchy, but we don't get kicked. We don't get kicked.
Oh, man.
But see, that's what I'm
the
referring to. for some reason, I don't know why the net code for the Xbox just doesn't. It's not up to par. And Microsoft is a computer.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't had that much problem.
And they've been doing it way longer. That's the crazy part.
Huh?
What's your connectivity here?
Better than in Kentucky.
Now that you're not under the shackles of the Kentuckian man.
Well, yeah. After you've been through the Kentucky experience of internet, you pretty much become tolerant to everyone. Like to every
service provider over in Kentucky.
It was
It wasn't Comcast, obviously.
it was some satellite.
Oh, it was satellite.
Yeah, so satellite.
Yeah, because we were out in the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you broke free from that shadow shot tether.
Finally! Oh my god!
Oh
my goodness.
I'm no longer suppressed. I have all my abilities.
I feel confident that my 2 megabit connection that I plan to have at home.
It'll be enough. It'll be enough.
It's gonna be sufficient.
No,
I think you'll be fine.
When I first got internet with Time Warner Cable, like 3 megabyte down was like pretty. It was the basic package, right?
Yeah.
And I think basic now is 15.
15,
right?
yeah.
I was doing like just fine on 3.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
I
pretty
think
good.
I think I'll feel confident. I mean, you play Destiny while your sister watches Netflix.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
true.
of times she's like watching YouTube, watching like Kim Possible or something, or she's
Kim
streaming,
Possible.
or she has like
Wow.
Invader Zim on constant repeat, which
Invader
is
Zim.
great because that's right, because they're both amazing. Or sometimes she'll get into a Looney Tune kick and just find a YouTube channel that has like 6 hours of Looney Tunes and just set that on play.
Jeez.
Or she'll leave it running. She'll leave it running for the cat because it keeps the cat comfortable. So I'm still in there on Destiny in party chat in game, separate, and then while the YouTube is still playing in the other room, not a problem.
That's fine.
Not a problem.
And his connection is atrocious. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's absolute garbage. They say I'm getting 3. I'm getting 2.75 on a good day. 1.81 on a bad
And
one.
knowing you never have a good day.
Yeah, you're right.
Man.
You're right.
So,
I'm missing a raid right now while we're recording.
You know, yeah, I get
good
really salty with you guys because once you guys do the raid, you never text me or call me that you guys are doing the raid.
Because
Okay.
it's usually during day hours, and we know you've got Sack of Riddles with you.
Guess what? Got
And
some 320
and Sack of Riddles has
320
some sort of
Yeah, I know.
grudge against Destiny. She's joined some affiliation, like she's with Bad Babies Against Destiny. He could be playing. He could be playing Disney Infinity. He could be playing Battlefront. He could be playing MGS. Any other game. The second he gets on the Destiny, he's on for like maybe 5 minutes, and then she just goes off, and he's like, "I gotta go." Like there he goes. We need you for at least an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. And I'm like super salty because like I want to do the raid and like once you guys do it, you guys are like, okay, we're done. I don't want to do it anymore, you know.
No, we'll get guys that will pick up raids just to do raids, and I got plenty of them now. We're just like, oh, I've already done it, but if you need somebody who needs it, I'll hop in.
Yeah.
It's just that Sack makes it hard.
And that's the thing. My schedule is she is pretty much on a set schedule where she will go down no later than like 9:30. But once 9:30 rolls around, I can get her into bed about 8:30, 8:45 after our schedule. But by that time, you guys are like mid-rate, and I can't get in there. I'm like, I'm not gonna bother these guys. I'm just like,
it's like, once I get internet, I'll wait for you.
all right, man.
I might not get internet until the end of the month.
Yeah, I mean, because we've been trying to get a solid team together that isn't just a bunch of like randos that I've met online, but guys that I physically know.
Like,
You could have been one of them. You could have been, man. You still can.
been.
There's still time, Italian. There's still time. You don't even have to turn it in. Just join the support.
The thought counts.
What if I had the cash?
Well, we were talking about the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to mention something because like I agreed with. I was talking about these the guys that did the Kotaku podcast Split Screen. They had some really valid points on it. And one of the things that I noticed immediately that I was like super salty about was the best music.
Yeah.
Which Metal Gear won. Which is
Of course
fine.
it did.
Of course it did. I mean, it has like all these 80s, tapes on there you can find and stuff. Okay, of course you're gonna win. The 80s beats everything, but there was not even a mention, a nomination for Transformers Devastation soundtrack, dude.
But
that is the most 80s
it rocks pretty hard.
It is the hardest rocking 80s metal.
Do games that come out recently get counted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Transformers came out before Metal
Yeah.
Gear.
Fallout just came out a couple weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
And it was already nominated for Game of the Year and graphic art direction. And
you know what's super funny is, and this is we were talking earlier about the distinction between AAA games and indie games, is Fallout? No, The Witcher.
Yeah.
The Witcher, which won all around best game, and also it won Game of the Year. The Witcher technically was made by an indie group.
Yeah. It was published by somebody else.
Published by, and I'm like...
I mean, it took him 5 years. It took him 5 years to make it, though.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, technically, The Witcher 3 should be an indie game in the indie game category, but it wasn't there. It was like, what? It was like up here with these AAA. So I'm like, I'm kind of partial to Game Awards. I'm not crazy about them. I don't judge games based on what they win and stuff like that. But I mean, they deserve awards.
You know who's winning a bunch of awards next year? Well, I don't know next year. It might not come out next year, but in a couple of years when it does come out, Indivisible, because it passed.
Yeah!
It passed! It's so good!
Did you donate?
I wish I could. I don't like that car, man. It put back everything.
I wanted to, but like
I've been following it almost religiously every day.
Sorry, Italion doesn't know what happened to your car. Every year, his car demands tribute.
It demands tribute, and I must tithe.
Sometimes every now and again, it happens mid-year or late in the year. Most recently, his tire blew out.
My tire blew out while I was heading out to work early, so that I could get out of work early to be somewhere else, and I still wound up getting there late because Fyro had to pick me up. So my tire blew out.
That sucks.
I put on the spare. The spare was flat. He gives me a jump. After I changed the car wouldn't start, which is why I needed him to come pick me up and give me a jump. So he connects to battery, bam, jumps. Roll down the street for about like a mile, get my tire on, or air the spare. Over the weekend, I go get a tire, and the guy's like, I can't put your tire on that bad rim. I'm like, the rim's bent? The rim's bent. Oh, great, so I had a bent rim along with a busted tire. And I needed to get 2 tires. So he didn't put on the other one. So, okay, I'll ride the spare for a while till I can figure out to get a rim. I get home. I go to work. I got to get to work the next day. Get in the morning. Go to start the car. Car won't start. On top of my blown tire and my bent rim, my battery decided to start oozing and leaking everywhere. So now I got a bad battery, a bent rim, and a blown tire. Yeah. So I get my battery switched out. Okay, great. At least I can drive to work now. So I drive to work. The week after that, finally get another rim, get my tires on. The guy's like, okay, you know what? We did an assessment of the car. There's a couple of things you need to get done. Got to get an oil change because that's past due. Okay. Got to get a transmission flush. He's absolutely right. And that my transmission flush has been about a year and a half. I haven't had that done in a while. My brake pads in the back are finally going bad, which is what the last assessment said they were about average. So I get my brake pads replaced. My AC decided to die right before summer, so I've been driving around with windows down, melting.
Yeah, that was very
suffocating. Not only did it die, it didn't die because it broke. It died because the belt that activates it snapped off. So my belt is gone. As the belt snapped off, it hit the magnifying actuator. So that's what messed the AC up. So the belt's about 120. The magnetizer is about 600. And then on top of that, this month is the month where I have to pay for my registration because my registration renews on December.
So
I'm so broke. I was like, I'm glad I bought Taken King when I did because it's the only game I'm playing for the next 3 months maybe.
And you got your Star Wars tickets, right?
I got my Star Wars tickets. That was a given. But I'm like, I've been eating out less. Been trying to conserve. People are like, how come you didn't pick up Battlefront? I'm like, A, raisins, but B, if I didn't have raisins, I got no cash for it, man. No cash.
Yeah. Oh, man. Although it's not Star Wars related, but he came out in Star Wars. I like that Mark Hamill showed up.
Mark Hamill showed up.
Game Awards.
He's still alive. I saw him in person.
Well,
And Tristan I met on TV.
One of the awards was for
Best voice actor.
Best voice actor.
He actually did the Joker voice. It's like,
I like that he came coupled up with the other guy he was in with Wing Commander 3. That was cool.
Yeah,
I was like, that's
cool.
a throwback, man, because
Yeah.
I remember when Mark Hamill was in that game.
Yeah. Well, you know he's in the new one.
Is he?
Yeah.
Awesome!
He's back. He's back in the new
The
one.
character survives all the sequels.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
towards the beginning, no, it's talking about actors. Towards the beginning, they showed a scene of the game. I don't remember what game it was, but it was some guy trying to
Quantum Break.
No. It wasn't Quantum Break. Gosh, I can't remember the name. But he was fighting with a girl, and he's all like, "Oh, sorry."
Uncharted.
Oh, yeah, Uncharted.
That's
Nolan
Why
North.
does that guy remind me of Charlie Sheen?
Because
He sounded, looked,
my God.
and acted like Charlie Sheen.
because Nathan Drake is Nathan Drake,
Yeah.
and Charlie Sheen. Maybe Nathan Drake gets a lot of influences from Charlie Sheen.
Whenever I haven't played Uncharted, and I'm waiting to save up money so I can get the Uncharted collection. But whenever I thought of Nathan Drake, I always thought of him as a Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
type
Fillion,
character.
yeah, type character,
You know?
yeah.
And I think when they were wanting to do a movie for Uncharted, I think he was like campaigning to play Nathan Drake, which he should have won too. And he also should have been the new Green Lantern.
Oh,
Tyrese,
that would have been awesome.
Tyrese is. I think Tyrese Gibson. He's going to be playing Jon Stewart.
Are you kidding me?
No,
It's not Idris Elba.
he beat out Elba, dude. I know, right? I'm like, ah.
Yes, cry, Sack, because that is sad news.
And also, Shaq's
Fast and
making
Furious,
a
why?
Kung Fu game.
Yeah.
Yes, Shaq Fu.
Oh my God. That is going to be amazing. That is
Yeah,
gonna be amazing.
Shaq Fu's coming back.
Shaq Fu from the Genesis.
Remember that
What?
bad fighting game? Yeah, Shaq
Bad,
Fu.
but
Yeah.
fighting game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I remember playing.
Like
Shaq
they're
Fu
they're
back
showing the
in day.
character designs. I was like, wait a minute, those are. Oh, dude, they really are doing it. Like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh.
Psychonauts 2.
So, you know what? I never played Psychonauts.
Finally.
I haven't even heard of Psychonauts.
I've
It
heard
was
of it, but I
it was
never
one of
got
the
to play it.
greatest PlayStation games.
Oh no, maybe that's
Yeah, it was one of the great. It was one of the greatest PS2 games that
I
came
never
out.
got to play Psychonauts. I always thought about picking it up, but for some strange reason, I never did.
I
I'm
stopped
kinda
at
sad about
PlayStation, Crash Bandicoot, Nuclear Strike,
Eh,
that. Mhm.
good times, good times.
Ace Combat.
Oh, Sly Cooper. Oh,
Sly Cooper, yeah.
Sly Cooper's coming back.
Sly Cooper's
with
coming
the
back.
PS2 emulation.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
was thinking
PS2
I was thinking about
emulation,
that,
man.
How awesome would that be if they just started to bring back all these random bad Genesis games, you know, based on celebrity players like
Dude, no,
Michael Jordan, Windy City.
Michael Jordan, the Windy
Oh
City,
my
dude.
God.
or Charles Barkley, Slam Dunk.
Shut Up and Jam.
Oh yeah, Shut Up and
Well, you
Jam.
seen Barkley too, right? The RPG.
Yes, yes. That's hilarious, dude. And what? Oh no, Pippen had the one. Pippen was called Slam Dunk or something like. Pippen had a game, a basketball game too. Also.
Yeah. But that'd be pimp, dude. A sequel to Michael Jordan and the
That
Windy
would
City.
be awesome. That would be awesome.
Elemental basketballs are the best basketballs.
Best ever. Dude. Also, I'd like to see them redo Michael Jackson's game.
Moonwalker? Moonwalker HD.
That would be awesome, dude. I would actually love to see that because you know how they're rehashing like old games. And
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and old movies. They're doing it. Bring back some of that culty campiness. You know that those cheesy games. That's what I really.
Well,
love
Kung
about-
Fury's getting a game.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Wait, what? That's perfect. Like, why didn't they have one already? That lends right to a game.
Yes, totally.
Also, I briefly mentioned Indivisible, but I didn't really talk about what it is.
Oh yeah.
It's an action RPG where the turn-based element is not so much turn-based, but it's action influenced. If you ever played a game like Chrono Trigger, where the combat is active and the enemies can attack when they have turns. So it's not just like I'm gonna attack. You attack, and then I take time to figure out what move I'm gonna do, and then I'll attack. If you take too long to make a move, they get another action token. They attack again. Well, the way Indivisible is set up, it's set up like another game called Valkyrie Profile, where whenever your character has the ability to make an action, you can make an action on top of somebody else making an action as well. So at the time you get 4 people on screen, and as soon as their actions are available, you can just attack. So you can combo attack enemies. So you can pick certain enemies, or they have attacks that will hit multiple enemies at once. And the way the game is designed, it's played like a 2D, but the character is in a 3D environment, so their attacks have like Z direction hitboxes. So if characters are off center, if their attack does like a range attack in a 3D environment, it can hit both people at once. It's really cool the way it's designed, because it's kind of designed like a fighting game where your characters have super bars, and you use your super bars to do their like special meters. Like some characters will do heal, some will do special attacks, characters will do stuns, that type of deal. Yeah, and then the blocking is also based by your super meter too. So you can, when you take damage, you can use a block to minimize damage. But if you don't have any super meter, you can't block. So it encourages you to attack to gain and build meter, and at the same time be more reactive to it. And then the enemies can attack certain characters, so you want to block with just that one character before you wind up using more meter by trying to block with all of them. It's really intense. Mm-hmm. It's a really engaging thing, and it looks beautiful, because Lab Zero are the guys who worked on Skullgirls before, and they do all their hand-drawn animation, and then layered on top of animation, you can watch some videos where they show you how they animate stuff, and it looks absolutely amazing. And the best part is that there's a bunch of guest characters coming out in it. Yeah. Shovel Knight is in it. Yeah. Shantae is in it. One of the characters from Skullgirls is in it. Red from Transistor. She got announced. Nice. She's gonna be in it.
I still have to finish that one.
One of the giant mechs from Battle Chasers, another anime show that's gonna be funded. He's now in it too. What is the dinosaur from?
Yeah.
Ultra Time Force.
From Ultra Time Force. What's his name from Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
I think Rex.
Something. It's like something with cool in it. It's like something with slick in it. But he's gonna be in it. Leia from what is that? It's kind of like a one-screen Ghouls and Goblins type game, but it has like a bunch of like guest characters in it on top of all the other characters that they showed.
Really neat, compelling characters too.
And the thing is, like, you know how like your typical game will have an influence based on some sort of archetype or mythology based in like real life. Mm-hmm. Like you either have your knights or your Vikings or like your samurais, and then all your like entertainment and game stuff can kind of be traced back to like those three. Like, okay, this kind of like shares like the knight design, or these kind of share like your samurais and ninjas design, or this came from like the Viking stuff. Most of this stuff comes from globally, and a lot of it is kind of centered in like Middle Eastern Indian. You never see that in a video game, so it's all like stuff that you wouldn't think you would ever see.
White dude there.
Yeah, like this is like he's a cowboy.
There's only one.
And he's like clearly like cowboy with super long, like like long
Winchester.
Yeah, like a Winchester type deal.
Yep.
And then that's it. Like you have like a Hawaiian influence in there, Aztec, and Indian, Mayan influences. I mean, they're all over the place. There's an Asian chick who has no arms. And she's like a kind of like Cirque du Soleil type deal. So like all her attacks are like based on her legs and whatnot. Like all the characters have really cool backgrounds. It's like that's an interesting character, and so is that one, and so is that one, and so is that one. Why are all these characters interesting?
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna shape up to a really good game. And
it's gonna be I'm so glad that it passed.
I'm glad that it did pass.
Lab Zero, you guys are great. I mean, I have bought Skullgirls on the 360, and it's one of the games that I don't have that I'm probably going to pick up when Encore comes out on PS4.
Which other indie game I was waiting for? Because one of the categories that they mentioned was most anticipated game, and No Man's Sky won, which I think...
Of course. But the Game Awards kind of like is the hype train for No Man's Sky. It's where it first appeared.
Right.
So, like, why wouldn't it just win that? I mean, that's why I bought my PS4 for. It's for No Man's Sky.
Is there a reason why Mighty didn't make it?
Yeah. And see, that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, Mighty Number 9 isn't even on there.
So let's talk about that for a little second because it is kind of relevant. They put out a new trailer recently talking about the boss rush mode and a couple other different modes that you can play and how you can like challenge yourself. And the trailer, the co-op challenges, time attack, boss rush, no hit insane mode.
No hit insane mode looks pretty cool though.
That's like the purest Mega Mans, because a lot of the old Mega Mans when they came up on Xbox Live and the PS Network, when they added trophies to them, like the Master Trophy was like beat the entire game without taking damage. So that's what one hit insane mode is for. To reach out to those guys who want to truly challenge themselves. But then the trailer kind of ends with a statement. The guy says, "So what are you waiting for?" And in the back of my head, I'm sitting there saying, "I'm waiting for the game to come out." I've been with it. I'm like, I kickstarted this game, so like, I mean, the game got funded, so I'm just sitting patiently waiting. I'm not looking at any reviews. The demo came out. I haven't played the demo. I just want to play the game. I just decided I just want to play the game when it's done. So I don't want to get any preconception of what it's like subject due to change. I don't want to get any of that in my head. I just want to play the game when it's finished. So I'm just patiently waiting for February 9th to come around.
And that's where, earlier we were talking about this idea that I had come up with for a new story for a new comic for your website. And I was thinking about Inafune. And I was thinking, I haven't heard anything from Inafune since that blunder,
The Red Ash Kickstarter.
I haven't heard anything. He went quiet.
But that's what he should do. They shouldn't even have made this trailer. This trailer should have came out when the game was like going to come out in a week, not 2 months from now.
Yeah, I just because with everything, the reason why he started Mighty Number 9 was because of his nerd credibility. With his experience with Mega Man. And I was like, man, I'm rooting for him. Because, he's going to stick it to the man, or Capcom, stick it to him, show that, you don't need, these big...
people want these games. And it's been very clear now with the past couple of Kickstarters that people do want these games back.
Now, I don't know if you know about Mighty Number 9. It's done by Keiji Inafune, who did Mega Man. Okay? And... when Capcom fired him or he quit...
He quit. He walked off.
Well, he was probably going to get fired eventually anyways.
Probably.
And so he left before it happened. And he wanted to work on Mega Man, but he couldn't because Capcom owned it. So he went on ahead and made a Kickstarter for Mighty Number 9, who is, I guess... kind
of like the spiritual successor to the franchise. It's got the run and jump mechanics, that gameplay that we know, but just with the different characters and enough different designs to say like it's not a Mega Man game, but it's got that spirit of Mega Man play.
Yeah. Now stuff went down that he had to keep delaying the game. The first delay was because he wanted the game to be perfect, right? And he got to that point, but then something else caused the delay. And one delay and delay and delay after another. And so, suddenly, he made another Kickstarter for Red Ash, which is kind of like a Mega Man Legends kind of deal.
But with their Zero type character.
No, with the Legends type character, yeah. What happened was, like, after the Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter was successful, and they've already been going production on that, Inafune came out as a guest speaker for Screw Attack's SGC conference. They held that in July. And he was doing like a one-on-one with the audience. And somebody had asked him, how do you feel about the Mega Man Legends project being canceled? Because he had put that project in motion before he left. And then he left Capcom, and Capcom just decided, well, we're going to rethink. Now it's come to light that they were going to rethink how they want to go forward with Mega Man in general. So they canceled all the Mega Man projects that were in development after he left. So the Korean game Mega Man Online got canceled.
Oh, so sad.
Mega Man Legends 3 prototype. The prototype got 98% done. It never hit the market. That got canceled.
The only reason why I got a 3DS to begin with.
Mega Man Universe, which was going to be like the Super Mario Maker of Mega Man, basically. That game got canceled. Maverick Hunter, which was going to be like a new take, but an FPS style on the Mega Man X series, that got canceled. And there's a couple other games that they haven't even talked about that got dropped out that they were in production. So the fans asking, well, how do you feel about Capcom canceling the Legends series? And he's like, well, yeah, it's disheartening to see that the project isn't going to go forward. It was a game that I always wanted to make, and they've come up to me, several different developers who are working on other games like Dead Rising and Lost Planet. Those engines run off an engine called MT, and MT literally stood for Mega Man Trigger, which is Mega Man's character's name in the Japanese version of that game. And they told him, this engine is ready whenever you get a chance. This is the engine that you can use. It's fully set up to do a Legends game. And he never got the go-ahead from Capcom. And he was like, well, yeah, if Capcom ever gives me a chance, I have to work it out with them to work in one. But if I ever made a Kickstarter to do a Legends-type game, would you all support it? And the crowd just went nuts. Like, yeah, like we're on top of that. So he remembers that. So then later on, even though Mighty Number 9 was supposed to come out this past year in May. Well, first initially they were targeting like the May-June area, and then he was like, "Well, there's a delay with the porting because they have to build a Wii U version. It has to be completely built different from the other versions, so that's going to delay it until later." So it got delayed to
funding, so it didn't quite reach.
So it got I know, right? So it got delayed until September. So now the first game that you already have your credit built for hasn't come out, but then in July during C4. He introduces a Kickstarter campaign for Red Ash, which is a spiritual successor to the Mega Man Legends series. And not only that, he wanted to do a thing where he wanted to have a combine between like gameplay and like a cinematic experience. So he teamed up with Studio 4C, which is an animation production. And he wanted to have two things, like a game and then an anime that went along with the game as a complement. Now, people got salt because, like, well, hey, this first game you made isn't even out, and now you're asking money for another one. Why don't you use the money from the first game to work on this one? But all that money is already contracted to work on the other game, which most people don't get. So he got backlash for trying to put out another Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter wasn't going to pass. E3 happened during the Kickstarter's announcement, and he wound up talking with some people at E3, and then he got project funding by some publisher over there. So before the Kickstarter was over, he was like, "Hey, good news! Like the Kickstarter wasn't going to make it, but we were able to secure funding from a publisher. So now the Kickstarter money is going just purely towards the stretch goals." Yeah. So then he got backlash from that. Well, if you already had somebody funding you, why did you even reach out to take our money, take their money? So it's like every little thing he did.
I can see him thinking, oh, this is good news for everybody. Let me share it with everybody. Everybody didn't think of it as good news. They were like, so what do you need us for then?
See, the problem was he wasn't sharing, though. The deal was done, and then he waited and then talked about it later.
He didn't mention it until afterwards.
After the fact.
He didn't mention until the Kickstarter was over that that is actually when Mighty got delayed, was during the Red Ash Kickstarter. Yeah. But he wanted to wait until the Red Ash Kickstarter was over before he made the announcement that it's not going to come out until September. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, he secures funding for Red Ash for Episode 1. At the week after E3.
They wanted to make an anime. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, the anime got funded purely on its own, so that's gonna come out. But the game got funded through the publisher. So all these people have been like, well, Infinite's doing this and that, whatever. Granted, I want to say he was the first Japanese developer to ever kickstart anything because it's just not something they did at all.
It is out of their.
So he was getting all the learning curve, so he's gonna catch all the flack for it, and it's sad because I wanted him to succeed, and at the same time, it's just like he wasn't clear enough and just made all the wrong choices with the best intentions, and it sucks to see him get burnt like that. Yeah. So if he wants to build any credibility, Mighty Number 9 has to be like the best game possible.
It has to be.
I mean, he's also working on a game for Xbox One that's going to come out called Recore. Keep your eye on that. You might like it. It's looking legit. That's him.
So that's where I got my idea. I was thinking about Inafune and really what his name means to a lot of people. He has a lot of what I term nerd credit with the community, with the gaming community, and people who are passionate about Mega Man and stuff. And so I came out with this idea, thinking about Mighty Number 9 and Inafune, that I wanted to bounce off of you and see what you think. And basically, it's going to be a new story for your website, a new comic for your website, which I am tentatively titling Nerd Credit. And what it is basically in the year 2016, the whole notion of money being backed by gold and silver and stuff like that. It is now backed by nerd credit, and it all has to do with money is only valuable based on how much you know about your different fandoms and things like that. Because over the past 10 years,
we've taken over.
It's taken over.
You've taken over.
It's really taken over. Thanks to movies like Spider-Man and the X-Men franchise. It really has just exploded.
Say what you will about the X-Men movies and the Spider-Man movies. That's where it started.
That's where it started. It all took off from there. I mean, back in the early 70s, they had their tries at the Avengers movie and Thor movie and Spider-Man movie and stuff like that. But it didn't really take off until X-Men and Spider-Man came out. And ever since then, it just seems like that little dark corner, people used to, kind of like frown upon, these man-childs, still talking about comics and stuff like that. Now that is the popular culture now.
What are the greatest shows on TV right now? Flash, Arrow, Gotham, Big Bang Theory, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. So basically, this story would be centered around this guy that has he's kind of like a YouTube personality, and he's amassed, quite a bit of nerd credit, and basically what ends up happening is through some way he ends up losing that nerd credit, and he hears about. He's like, I know, I thought it was really cool. He ends up losing his nerd credit, so he has to find a way to get it back. And basically, he has to end up borrowing nerd credit from this Michael Cera type character, which deals in the dirtiest, shadiest nerd credit. And I'm thinking Michael Cera from what's that movie that came out with him and James Franco and
yeah.
In that movie, he was a total jerk.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing a clip with him and Rihanna where he smacks Rihanna in the behind and she just knocks him out. But somehow he's super popular, and so it's kind of it has the kind of same tonality of Scott Pilgrim and Mega Tokyo kind of type deal, and he has to borrow this dirty nerd credit from Michael Cera, and he has to battle other nerds and stuff in order to bring back build up his nerd credit again, so he can start affording to live life again. But what it would end up doing is tackling such different issues about women and popular nerd culture and stuff like that. Dealing with stuff you're sleepy. I get it. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up right now. Supergirl being a show tailored only towards females who aren't really into the nerd culture type thing, or girls, how girls are viewed in video games and stuff like that. Or
that's a whole podcast in itself.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
Yeah, or how girls are treated, when they play on Xbox Live or PSN Live or stuff, stuff like that. It would deal with all these
don't tell Arnita Sarkeesian or Zoe Quinn that. Jeez.
Yeah.
They've been to the UN.
And it would deal with all these issues and just see how nerd culture has really taken over the planet right now, and how easy it is to lose that credibility, kind of with Inafune, and how I think he might have lost some of that credibility with the community because of his blunder with Mighty No. 9 and stuff. So I wanted to bounce that idea off of you.
Or how I lost some credibility making that Batman comic.
Yes.
Yes.
You lost some money there. You lost some creds there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a neat idea.
The account is empty.
Yeah. You had nothing in the bank. You have it now owe us.
No, see, I like the idea.
Yeah.
And something, how I'm working with Bimorphin. I haven't even finished writing that comic yet, and so if I would love to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
Move forward with it.
Yeah.
But I would need help I would need help from you as a writer.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm just spitting ideas here. I was thinking about this at work. I was like, maybe we need to add another comic to
which is why I called it frozenboxcomics.com and not bymorphin.com, because I was hoping that could work with more than one story.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. A little bit at a time.
Speaking of Frozen Box and Bimorphin, I was reminded about the rewards. And I think it's high time that I send out emails asking questions, about those who wanted to be in the comic and those who bought the comic. I need to get addresses and information so I could send them off. And yes, the books will be signed by yours truly.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
That means they'll be worth, something in a few years.
Yeah, maybe a few pennies more. I don't know.
A few pennies more. Or they're like, oh, this has graffiti on it. I'll give you $1 less than what it was
Couple
worth.
of nerd cred.
A
Couple of nerd cred. Yay!
Yeah.
Right away.
I'm gonna bank this for some nerd cred in the future. Oh, that just gave me another idea. I better not say anything before somebody takes my.
I want to steal the idea. Okay, you know what? Before we close this out, I queued something up that I totally forgot to get about. The Italian over here is the new guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he has to go through initiation. He almost got away with it. So this is what happens whenever we get a guest person. We gotta get to know a little bit about their character and how they answer the next 10 questions will really assess whether or not you get to come back on the show. That's not actually what happens. It just helps us to get a better picture of the mindset, so we know how to tailor the show on. So you get a couple questions. You have to answer them truthfully, which means as fast as possible. You don't get any time to think. So here we go. Favorite movie?
Oh, God.
Come on.
None.
Huh?
None.
None? Ooh. Favorite TV show?
Got too many. Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Okay, good one. Favorite actor or actress?
Jim Carrey.
Oh, that's classic. That's classic. Favorite website?
Better say Frozen Box Comics.
Oh shoot. Right now, Anime Ram.
Okay, all right. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Okay. Light side or dark side?
Can I say both?
Nope.
There's Revan. Revan is my favorite character out of all.
Okay,
Star Wars.
he gets a pass on that.
Okay.
He gets a pass on that.
Right.
Marvel or
What
DC?
can I do?
You
Marvel.
cannot make. Okay. Spider-Man or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
All right. This is the trick question. Sine theta divided by theta equals.
Answer.
That's my favorite question. I love it. And lastly, red pill or blue pill? Oh, see, now you got to remember.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
It
this
was the red
is the
one.
throwback question.
It's gotta be the red one.
Okay, all right. He passes. He can come back. He can come back.
All right. Even though he took more than 10 seconds or however.
You know what?
few seconds we
That
took
light
to
side
get
or dark side question, I think he already got more nerd cred than I did.
I think he did.
Yeah, you know,
He just got up there.
he did a scoop by.
Yeah. Alrighty.
You will not have to send all nerd cred debit checks to
To the Italian.
the Italian.
Oh man, he could be our secretary. If we start making money around here, start laundering our money in.
Make it rain.
Drink that cred, spray it in the air.
Alright. And with that, it was a privilege, Italian, to
Thank
have you
you.
with us. Maybe
You're welcome.
hopefully we can have
It was
you
a
again
privilege.
soon. And with that, we will close tonight.
That we will.
And thank you for listening in on the CoolerCast tonight. And
Oh,
Where can they find you?
yes, where can you find me? You can find me on the internet at frozenboxcomics.com. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook with Frozenbox Comics. On YouTube, you can find me at Frozenbox Vlog with a V. And yeah.
And I'm Father Riddles, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Father of Riddles.
Yeah, Italian. You can find me on Instagram. Yeah, Italian.
The
Oh,
Italian.
but you would you want to give them your gamer tag?
My gamer. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
All right. It's capital THE and then space capital ITALION.
Italion.
911.
Italion. And this is glux247. You can find me on Instagram at g.lux.247. You can also talk to the group communally on Twitter at CoolerCast. And if you have any questions or comments, you want to ask us something,
send us some comments.
hit us up at coolercast@gmail.com. Again, that is coolercast@gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we leave to our respectful places.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We're probably going to do an end of the year wrap up show right before the new year ends out. So until we come back next time, keep it cool, and as always, stay frosty.
Frosty.